Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Well, there's a new store in town, and it's Modern Barn, and here to tell us all about it is owner Deena Paradiso. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us about Modern Barn. Tell us about you first,
Yes.
and then Modern Barn.
Well, like you said, my name is Deena Paradiso. I'm fairly new on the island. My husband and I moved our family here about 4 years ago from New York.
Okay.
So I have two boys at home. They're 13 and 7. And originally I was a school counselor. I've been a school counselor for about 20 years, but I've always had a passion to own my own business. And it was mainly retail. As far as I can remember, I wanted to open up my own business probably 10 or 15 years ago. I've been bugging my husband about it. But now that the boys are a little older and a little more self-sufficient, I decided this was a good time to go on that journey.
Okay. And was it always going to be interior? Or was it, and how did the inspiration for Modern Barn specifically come about?
Actually, originally when we moved to the island, I was going to stop being a school counselor. I was a school counselor in New York for about 15 years in a middle school.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a big job.
Yes, yes. And we were going to move down here, and I was really interested in opening up a retail clothing store.
Okay.
Very quickly that got put on hold because I was hired at Hilton Head Prep as their college counselor. So then I started doing that for a couple of years. But just to backtrack a little bit, when we were in New York, my husband and I, we built 2 houses. We moved twice, both into newer homes. So I had to work with the builders, and I couldn't afford, honestly, to hire my own interior designer, so I just did it myself.
You became your own.
I became my own. And then when we moved here to the island, we stayed in our rental property for a few years, but then we purchased some property in Sea Pines and worked with a friend of ours who's a builder, and I got the opportunity to once again work with the builder and design my own home, and I think that's where the passion came from.
Yeah.
At one point I figured, I'm like, wow, I'm pretty good at this. Now, I definitely do not call myself an interior decorator. I'm not an interior designer. That's not my trade. That's not what I'm skilled in. I would say I'm good at accessorizing.
Okay.
So when people come into the store and they ask me, are you an interior designer? You know, do you do that work on the side? I say no very quickly. And I usually recommend some of our local interior designers who are awesome. We have some really talented people in this community. Then I always say, but I'm more than happy to help you accessorize your home.
Right, so if you're looking for that special piece for the mantle or a nook here or there, you're the gal to go to.
I'm the gal to go to.
Okay, and so tell us a little bit about the things you do have in Modern Barn. Is it farmhouse? Is it coastal? Is it both?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think when I was designing my house here in Sea Pines, my style is more of that modern farmhouse. I like to mix some modern pieces with some farmhouse pieces, and I had a really hard time finding a store to go and find those items in. You know, usually you'll go into some local stores, or we shopped a lot sometimes in North Carolina at some furniture stores, and it was just really hard to, I wound up having to go to like 15 different stores to decorate my home.
Right.
So that's when I came up with the idea of maybe there are other people who like my style of furniture and decor and accessories. So that's why I created Modern Barn. So a little bit of modern, a little bit of farmhouse.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, anything from things for your kitchen counter, your kitchen shelves, your bookshelves next to your fireplace, your bedroom, your bathroom, and we carry a nice line of home gifts as well. We've had a lot of people coming in purchasing gifts for host and hostesses.
Where do people find you?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram. And physically, we're at 37 New Orleans Road, Suite B. We're actually right next to Enlightened Salon and Bella Day Spa.
Okay.
So for me, that's the perfect location.
Right.
It's girl power, 3 stores right in a row. We have some really nice foot traffic. But again, I have a really strong presence on Facebook and Instagram. Most of my customers that come in the store found me on Instagram or Facebook.
Okay.
So every day I try to post new inventory, new items.
And so how do you balance your work life and your home life with your boys and running a retail store? Because that's not easy. We have about 20 seconds for you to tell us that, and I know that's hard to do, but give us a little snippet.
I mean, I think it's just teamwork. You know, my husband and I, he owns his own business as well, and we just have to tag team a lot and just lean on each other for support and ask for help. I think that's the one thing I've learned through this whole process is ask others for help.
Yeah. Well, I am excited to come in and see the store.
Thank you.
Thank you
anytime.
for being here to share about it. with us and our audience. And thank you for being with us today, and we'll see you on the next Talk of the Town.